What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Game Ultra. Today we're talking about the games that completely take over your life. You know the ones I'm talking about. Those games where you look at the clock and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you have no idea where the time went. These are the top 10 most addictive games that will make you forget to eat, sleep, and probably call in sick to work. So grab some snacks because once you start playing these games, you're not getting up for a while. Baldur's Gate 3. This is basically like playing D&D with your friends, but with insane graphics and way less arguing about rules. You create your character and go on this epic adventure with companions who actually feel like real people with their own problems and stories. The combat is turn-based, which sounds boring, but trust me, it's like chess, but with fireballs and magic spells. What makes this game so addictive is the choices. Literally everything you say or do changes how people react to you and what happens in the story. You can romance your teammates, betray your friends, or become a hero, and the game remembers everything. The character creation alone will eat up hours of your life because there are so many options. Plus, every conversation feels important, and you always want to see what happens next. It's like reading the best fantasy book ever, but you're the main character making all the decisions.
The brew's been chilled!
Cold, chilled, frozen.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. From the makers of Dark Souls comes this ninja game that will make you throw your controller more times than you can count, but you'll keep coming back for more. You play as a one-armed shinobi trying to save your master in feudal Japan, and the combat is all about perfect timing and reflexes. Instead of rolling around like in Dark Souls, you deflect attacks with your sword in this rhythm-based combat that feels like a deadly dance. The game has this resurrection mechanic where you can come back to life once per fight, which sounds helpful but actually makes you take more risks and die even more. What hooks you is that feeling when you finally beat a boss that's been destroying you for hours. It's pure adrenaline. The world is beautiful and full of secrets, and the grappling hook lets you swing around like a ninja Spider-Man. Every death teaches you something new, and you always feel like the next attempt will be the one. The Elder Scrolls V. Skyrim. Even over 10 years later, this game still swallows people whole. You're the Dragonborn in a world full of dragons, magic, and unlimited possibilities. The main story is about stopping an ancient dragon from destroying the world, but honestly, most players get distracted by everything else. You can become a sneaky archer, a powerful mage, a heavy armor warrior, or just a guy who collects cheese wheels. The game doesn't judge. What makes Skyrim so addictive is how it rewards exploration. Every cave has treasure, every mountain has a view, and every NPC has a quest. You start walking to one place and end up somewhere completely different because you saw something interesting. The modding community keeps this game alive with new content, graphics improvements, and weird stuff like turning dragons into Thomas the Tank Engine. It's the ultimate just one more quest game. Ghost of Tsushima. This samurai game is like playing inside the most beautiful movie ever made. You're Jin Sakai, a samurai who has to break his honor code to save his island from Mongol invaders using stealth and dirty fighting. The combat lets you switch between different sword stances depending on what enemy you're fighting, and the standoffs make you feel like you're in a classic western, but with katanas. What really hooks you is the exploration. The game has this amazing win system that guides you to objectives instead of ugly map markers. You just follow the wind and discover amazing sights, hot springs, and fox dens along the way. The photo mode is so good that you'll spend hours just taking screenshots. Every sunset looks incredible, every battle feels cinematic, and the haiku writing minigame is weirdly addictive. It's a game that respects your time, but somehow makes you want to spend all of it exploring every corner of the island. Fallout 4, the post-apocalyptic wasteland, has never been more addictive. You play as a parent looking for their kidnapped baby in a world destroyed by nuclear war. But here's the thing, that baby can wait because there's so much cool stuff to do. The settlement building system is like playing with Lego sets for adults. You can build entire towns, set up supply lines, and watch your settlements grow. The shooting feels great, and you can customize weapons and armor with materials you find lying around. What makes this game addictive is how everything has a purpose. That aluminum can isn't junk, it's shipment material. That broken robot has parts you need. The companion system gives you friends in the wasteland who react to your choices and have their own stories. You always think you'll just play for an hour, but then you find a new area to explore or a better piece of armor to find. Red Dead Redemption 2. This cowboy simulator is so detailed it's scary. You play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw whose gang is falling apart in a changing world. Every animation, every interaction, every horse poop is rendered with incredible detail. You have to eat, sleep, bathe, and even brush your horse, or people will comment on how you smell. The hunting and fishing are full games by themselves, and the stranger missions have better stories than most entire games. What makes this addictive is how alive the world feels. You can spend hours just watching NPCs go about their daily routines. The camp feels like home, and your gang members become like family. You always want to see what happens next in the story, but you also want to hunt that legendary animal or explore that distant cabin. It's a game that makes you slow down and appreciate the little things, which somehow makes time disappear even faster.
What can I get you? Here, get that down, you.
Elden Ring. Imagine if Dark Souls had a baby with Skyrim, and that baby was raised by George R.R. Martin. That's Elden Ring. You're a lowly tarnished trying to become the Elden Lord in a world full of gods, monsters, and really confusing lore. The open world is massive and rewards exploration like no other game. Every corner has a boss, a dungeon, or some bizarre enemy that will probably kill you. The combat is tough but fair, and when you finally beat a boss, you feel like you've conquered a mountain. What's addictive is how the game respects your intelligence. It doesn't hold your hand or tell you where to go. You're free to explore, get stronger, and come back to that boss that's been stomping you. The build variety is insane, letting you play as anything from a spellcasting knight to a guy who just throws rocks at enemies. Every death is a lesson, and every victory is earned. Cyberpunk 2077. Despite its rocky start, this futuristic RPG has become incredibly addictive after all the updates. You're V, a mercenary trying to make it big in Night City, the most detailed urban environment ever created. The city feels alive with different districts, each with their own culture and visual style. You can customize your character with cybernetic implants that give you superpowers like slowing down time or hacking enemies' brains. The story is great, but the side missions are where this game shines. Every gig tells a story about life in this dystopian future. What hooks you is the progression system where you constantly find better gear and cooler abilities. The city has so many layers that you're always discovering new areas, from corporate skyscrapers to underground markets. Plus, Keanu Reeves lives in your head as a digital ghost, which is pretty cool.
All units report. Opening fire.
Engine already, goddammit! Just an order!
Hades. This game proved that dying can be fun. You play as Zagreus, son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld to find your missing mother. Every time you die, you go back to the beginning, but you keep some progress and learn more about the story. The combat is fast and satisfying, with different weapons that all feel unique. What makes this so addictive is how every run feels different. You get random power-ups that change how you play. The voice acting is incredible, and every character feels like a real person with their own personality. Even when you die, you want to go again to see more story or try a different weapon combination. The art style is gorgeous, the music is amazing, and the dialogue changes every time you talk to someone. It's the perfect just one more run game that somehow makes failing feel like progress. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. You're Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter looking for his adopted daughter in a world torn apart by war. What makes this game so special is how every quest feels important, even the simple ones. You're not just killing 10 wolves, you're investigating a mystery, making tough choices, and dealing with the consequences. The world is huge, but every location has a purpose. Every character has depth, and every decision matters. The side quests are better than most games' main stories. You can spend over 100 hours and still find new things. The DLCs are basically full games themselves. What really hooks you is the choices. There's no clear right or wrong answer, just different shades of gray. You always want to see what happens next, help one more person, or explore one more question mark on the map. It's a game that respects your time while somehow making you forget time exists.
Piss off, or you still got and bollocks.
Don't let up!
And there you have it. The top 10 most addictive games that will completely take over your life. These games have that special magic that makes you lose track of time and always come back for more. Whether you're into fantasy worlds, post-apocalyptic wastelands, or futuristic cities, there's something here that will hook you. What's the most addictive game you've ever played? Let me know in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.